How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Chaz Chop, Seattle. You know, crack, heroin, amphetamine zone, crack, heroin, opiates, pills, that place, that lawless place that has been endorsed by the mayor, Jenny Durkin, talking about, oh, it's going to be the summer of love. It's like a block party. The same place where you've had 3 shootings, at least 1 death. One guy talking about, oh, well, the police didn't come save me. I'm going to sue. Although the police were prevented from coming to save him because of the crazy crowds that hate the police in the so-called autonomous zone. That same place, it's coming to an end pretty soon, in my humble opinion, based upon a few things that I've been seeing out there on the internets, out there in the news. Now, first thing is that the mayor herself, Jenny Durkin, has said that it's going to be coming to an end pretty soon. Okay, now, I don't take her word that much for gospel because what she's saying is kind of weak, talking about, oh, we're going to meet with community leaders to dismantle Chaz Chop. It's like, meet with community leaders? Why you got to do all that? Just get the police out there and allow them to do their jobs, okay? In Portland, Oregon, there was some kind of autonomous zone that was started. And as soon as it started, it ended. The police came down there, crushed it, and it was over with. Same thing in Asheville, North Carolina. There was some kind of autonomous zone set up, and instantly it was wiped away. Okay, all you got to do is allow the police to go out there and smash it. They can take back their East Precinct, go back in the building, smash the zone, and be over. Okay, but Jenny Durkin doesn't really want them to do it. The governor of Washington, Jay Inslee, don't even really know what's going on. They asked him right when that happened, hey, do you see what's going on with Seattle and the whole autonomous zone, with all the crack and heroin going on? Do you see what's happening? Oh, it's news to me. He doesn't even know what's going on. So the local governments aren't going to help. If they were going to help, then the police can go out there and just clear the area out. So I don't take her word that much for gospel, but the fact that she's even talking about ending it after saying at first that it was a block party and the summer of love lets me know that it's going to be gone pretty soon here. Also, people that live in the area are fed up. There's a class action lawsuit, which I'll place in the description box below. Also, some of which on the screen before you. It's like 50 plus pages, over a dozen businesses that are saying, hey, we're not even really against the police brutality and Black Lives Matter protests. We're not even really against that part, but we're against the lawlessness. Okay, let's not confuse Chaz Chop with a protest. This is not a protest. This is an occupation. It's an insurrection. And you have some of the worst of the worst in Seattle, Washington, congregating around this area, doing all kinds of drugs. You got women getting assaulted sexually. You got people getting shot, killed. All kind of things are going on in this area. Also, these businesses are getting looted, robbed, burned, extorted, everything. There was one business, I think it's like some kind of automotive or tire shop. An entire mob of people came to the business and just overran the fence they had right there. Now, luckily, the owners, they had some firearms on them. Okay, that's been kind of the saving grace for a lot of people that live in this area. They got to protect themselves because the police are not able to, and they are not being allowed to. Okay, they're not able to because of these large crowds of people that are going to be there blocking their way, and they're not able to break through the crowds because the governor and the mayor are pretty much tying their hands. They can't really act the way that they should act. They don't have that license to do so. Okay, this has been kind of going on in Seattle for a long time. Not the occupation and whatnot, but the police being effectively neutered. That is a problem here. It ain't the police themselves, it's the governance around the police. But different story, I digress. My whole point is that businesses are being hurt, they're being attacked, they're being damaged, and they're not allowed to make money because remember, this is an actual neighborhood. They're not off in the cut somewhere where there's nobody at, where it's not anybody living there. People live there, they work there, they eat, they dine. People actually are in this area or are normally in this area doing commerce, but this whole Chaz thing is stopping all of that from happening. You have a lot of boarded up businesses that cannot operate because of what these guys are doing, not because of the virus, not because of any kind of economic downturn. That's happening as well at the same time. But these people being out there occupying this 6-7 block area are preventing businesses from being able to operate. So there's a class action lawsuit against, if I'm not mistaken, the city and or the state. Also, the people of the area are fed up. They're done. Shout out to this guy. for going out there and single-handedly breaking apart Chaz, or at least a part of Chaz. Okay, you see the video on the screen. Black guy with a firearm. It's like, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to go and break it up right now. Okay, guy rolls up on him with a knife. He pulls his gun and is like, no, put the knife away. Don't even do it to yourself. Don't act crazy. And he continues to break apart the zone. And of course, he's out there being kind of like surrounded by people, but the equalizer in his case is the firearm, the weapon. Okay, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. And I admire what he's doing. He's out there doing more than what the police have been allowed to do. It's going to take the people of the area to take that place back. All right. People say, oh, what is the mayor? What is Trump doing? It's going to be up to us, because we see that the government is not going to come. Maybe the federalists are going to come, but that's going to be kind of a bad precedent. And how long are they going to take? They might not even make it. The police in the area are not able to actually act the way they want to act. So it'll be up to you, the people, to take back your neighborhood, take back your city. People in the area took the place over for themselves. They didn't have the government or the police or anybody like that come and assist them. What they did, to a certain extent, because the government aren't breaking it apart, but different story, it was the people that came and took the area for themselves. All right. So it'll be up to you, the average everyday normie, the regular person, the regular guy or girl, to go take it back. You got one guy out there breaking it apart. What if it was 100 guys or 200 guys out there taking it back and breaking it apart? Okay, that's going to be the ultimate goal here. And the same thing with these statues and everything else. Shout out to the Italian guys. I'm not sure if that was Philly or New York, wherever they were. They were protecting the statue of Christopher Columbus. All right. It's like, nope, you're not going to come and break this down. That should be what we do all over the country. Because if we don't take up for ourselves and for our places of business and worship and our historical monuments, then the other side, the crazy lunatics on the very far left, the far leftist extremists, will take it over. I'm seeing just regular lefty normies that are saying, okay, I'm done with this. Enough is enough. Don't tear down statues of Abraham Lincoln, Christopher. We're going way too far. So it's up to us to take it back. The police should be allowed to do their job, but if they're not allowed to do their job, what are we going to do? Shout out to everybody out there in Seattle who wants to see this whole thing come to an end, and guys that are out there making it happen. Shout out to you guys. You know, if I could be out there, I'll be right out there with you, boss. You know, but really, I'm glad I don't live in an area like that. I don't live in the far leftist place where policies, where you don't, prosecute for drugs, where you just kind of let stuff go on, somewhere of love. I'm glad I don't live in a place like that, because these kind of real lax rules, no real law and order, lead to a Chaz, lead to a chop. Okay, because the main thing about these little zones, as I close, is all the deranged people in them. People high on drugs, don't really care, just doing whatever they want to do, making the place dangerous. That is the big problem. Also, those that are kind of high and drunk on the ideology of Black Lives Matter, Antifa, destroying things, not building things. These people are not helpful to society. They should be just removed. I don't know how you remove them, put them in the penitentiary, send them to get more big rocks and the little rocks. I don't know what you got to do, but they got to go. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that I'm right with what I'm saying about the people having to take back these places? Because you can't rely on the government. You can't rely on the police, because the police don't have the backing of the local governments. If I'm right about that, let me know why in the comments below. Or am I wrong? Are the protests justified? So the lawsuit, that's not justified. All the people that are taking back the place, they're not justified. They should just stay home. They shouldn't want these little areas to be broken apart. Not just Chaz Chopping free out of Washington, but also the little Wendy's, Chaz duplicate in Atlanta, and the Black House Autonomous Zone in DC. Should these places be allowed to stand? Are they just freedom of, is it just, a right to assembly? Is that what it is? Or is it trespassing, vandalizing, threatening people, endangering people? Is that what's going on? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.